The words of a West Palm Beach lawyer spark accusations by City Hall that he advocated for violence against Mayor Keith James. This all stems from lawyer Malcolm Cunningham's speech before a packed house at the Black Chamber of Commerce Gala 2 weeks ago.
A city director fired off a letter to the chamber saying Cunningham's remarks urging business owners to prepare for battle and lower the guns was dangerous rhetoric.
There's much more to this story. Our investigative reporter Terry Parker's been digging into what may really be going on. Terry?
Todd and Felicia, Mayor Keith James was not at the gala to hear that speech. He rescinded 2 tables that were supposed to be packed with city officials. The reason? Apparently because the keynote speaker successfully sued the city to reinstate his client as managers of the historic Black Sunset Lounge. That lawyer says James boycotted the event out of retaliation, and he says James is now trying to distract the business community from the fact that he didn't attend.
We have work to do. Entrepreneurs, prepare for battle.
That's lawyer Malcolm Cunningham giving what he says he thought was an inspiring message to Black business owners during the February 10th Black Chamber of Commerce Gala. But those words sparked this letter from West Palm Beach Minority Business Director Frank Hayden, accusing Cunningham of advocating violence toward the mayor, urging the chamber to condemn Cunningham's remarks publicly and to send Mayor Keith James an apology.
Me apologizing to the mayor? I think the mayor should apologize to the citizens of West Palm Beach for refusing to attend the Black Chamber event.
The mayor did not attend the gala and directed his staff to rescind the $17,000 purchase of 2 tables after learning Cunningham was the speaker. In an email exchange with a staffer weeks before the gala, James asked, "Who is the keynote speaker this year?" Malcolm Cunningham, wrote back the staffer. "As in the lawyer who is suing the city over the Sunset Lounge?" James replied. "Yes, sir," she replied. "Rescind the purchase of the tables. The city will not support any event at which he is the keynote speaker," the mayor wrote back. I emailed the mayor's spokeswoman to ask James for an interview and why he canceled the city's support. Diane Papadakis writing back, "The propriety of the mayor's decision to withhold the city's sponsorship of this chamber event was confirmed by Mr. Cunningham's remarks during his address, when, after making several harshly critical remarks about the mayor, he stated, 'Entrepreneurs prepare for battle, lower the guns.' This is reckless and dangerous rhetoric in these politically charged times. The question for Mr. Cunningham is with whom the entrepreneurs are to do battle and at whom are they to lower the guns."
It had absolutely nothing to do with the mayor.
Cunningham says he was using a pirate metaphor, referring to the intellectual battle business owners face.
I didn't incite any violence toward him. In fact, the people who were there were very prominent people. It's not like I was talking to the Crips and the Bloods.
Cunningham did mention the mayor's absence at the event.
Where in these United States have you seen a Black mayor boycott a Black Chamber event because the speaker, a Black lawyer, succeeded in helping a Black business prove Black business was wrongfully disqualified by the mayor's city?
And I invited the entrepreneurs there to consider how incredulous that was. And maybe that's the thing that caused them to try to divert attention from the mayor's boycott of the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Keith James did not reply to 2 invitations from me to be interviewed for this story. I did talk to Joseph Sanchez, the president of the Black Chamber of Commerce. He says he thinks Cunningham's remarks were taken out of context and he was not advocating violence, telling me, "I think it was pretty clear he was talking about the business owners taking up for themselves." Sanchez says the chamber is not taking any action. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.